Hello wonders, welcome back to my channel, and if in fact you are here for the first time, please hit that like and subscribe button. I promise you I don't bite. It just helps a brother out on this channel. But with that being said, let's hop right on into this discussion. So tell me, what do Brave, Raya and the Last Dragon, Moana, and Wish all have in common? Well, they ain't got no man and they don't need no man. But in all seriousness, we've seen this trend for about a little over a decade now of Disney divorcing themselves and divorcing their female leads from having romantic interests. Fun fact, actually, Disney's female leads have not had a love interest since Frozen in 2013. So I guess Disney is rather hell-bent on making sure there's no love interest whatsoever, especially if it's a man. Now, I know some of you are going to be like,
well, you know, Brave is technically Pixar and it's not really Disney, so it doesn't count.
Actually, the reason why I include it in there, which I'm very aware that it's Pixar, but the reason I include it is because Brave came before Frozen. And with that being said, Brave was Pixar's first princess movie. She had no love interest whatsoever. She really wasn't into that. And yet the movie grossed about 3 times what the budget was, making it a very successful movie. So you best believe Disney was taking notes. And I personally believe that that gave Disney kind of like the, maybe if we went this route, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Let's give it a try. And you can actually see this influence carry over even into the remakes, where even if the story was about love and romance and, having that partner like Beauty and the Beast, the romance is, it feels very gray. It feels like it was stripped. Like it feels like the girls can only love up to a certain extent. And as all of us know who are fans, Disney has traditionally incorporated romance into their movies. And yet for the past 10 years or so, Disney has been rather romance-averse. I also find it really odd, if anybody else peeped this, that the vast, overwhelming majority of the female leads who don't have no man, don't need no man, we don't want to be interested in romance whatsoever, are women of color. Now, I don't know if that's, if that just happens to be the case, if it's just a coincidence, or if Disney's trying to tell something. I'm just saying that that is something that I peeped. You got Moana, Raya and the Last Dragon, Encanto, which I don't think I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And it's just like, Regardless, Disney is still on this weird crusade of omitting romance from their stories, mainly from the main leads. So you guys remember Wish, that movie that just came out in November 2023 that stars Asha, who is going up against the tyranny of King Magnifico to allow people to basically be free to be dreamers and pursue their own dreams. That same exact movie that did horribly at the box office. Yeah, well, that movie, like I said, stars Asha, and she's sweet. She's very selfless, and she's single. She don't need no man. But why is that relevant? Well, let me tell you why I think it's relevant. Reason 1 of 2. Did you guys know, which pretty much the whole internet knows, but did you guys know that Star was originally going to be a male character? He's going to be a shapeshifter, but he was going to take the form of a male character, and he was going to be able to speak, and he was going to assist Asha throughout her journey. And then Disney changed this to a star, an actual star that couldn't talk. And when Disney released I believe it was called The Art of Wish, in that book, not only did they reveal that Star was going to originally be a boy, a male character assisting her, but It was also kind of implied through like the songs and through some of the art that Asha and Star were going to fall in love. And of course, doesn't that sound absolutely amazing? It sounds fantastic, except it didn't happen. Why? Well, you know that there seems to be no room for romance whatsoever. You know, the woman cannot have a man help her. She can't fall in love. She has to be aromantic and do everything herself, right? So I feel like some executive at Disney like stepped in and reminded them like,
absolutely not, bitch. We will not have Asha falling in love with any male character. Take him out or you're all fired.
I feel like that's how it went. That probably is how it went. Reason number 2 of 2. This was Disney's centennial celebration of Disney animation and animated films. So you would think that with Disney making so many references to all of their past iconic movies, that they would incorporate romance, seeing as how romance is traditionally a very cornerstone element in Disney films. But for some reason, they left it out. They didn't want to do it. Now, I feel like, come on now, 10 years worth of not having a love interest and telling other stories of women being what they perceive as strong, independent, capable, I don't need no man. To represent Disney's 100 years, they made this movie with no love interest whatsoever. It's weird because of all the references, they probably put hundreds of references in that movie. And the most iconic one, or one of the most iconic ones, they decided to not do. All because they want to push this narrative of women shouldn't be interested in romance. You know, it can't even be a part of their lives. They don't want to care about that. So when Disney refused to do something like that, that set in stone, at least for me, that yeah, Disney is officially on an anti-romance crusade, and not even for the celebration of Disney animated movies will they make that exception. Even Ariana DeBose, who was the voice of Asha, who was the singing of course, and speaking voice of Asha, tried to defend this aspect of leaving romance out, especially in a movie like this that was supposed to be celebratory of Disney's animation history. So she says,
not every female Disney character needs to have a go and ambition of simply finding a man to love her. There are more stories to tell. And so I think it's good reminding people that not only can we tell different stories, we can also talk about love in different ways.
Like, is this a joke? Like, I need Ariana to have several seats because, first of all, the relationship between Asha and Star was a joke. They barely got close to one another. Star, not saying that a character has to talk to form a bond, because that's not true, but Star's main objective was supposed to be to help Asha to achieve her goal, and Star didn't even know the answer to help her. Ariana makes it seem like this was some deep exploratory, type of territory that Disney was exploring, and it really wasn't. So she can have several seats with that. Lilo and Stitch did it so much better in every way. That movie was absolutely amazing. It had no love interest whatsoever. I mean, I guess on the side, but we're talking about the main female leads. No love interest whatsoever. It was strictly about friendship. And the friend wasn't even a human male. It was an alien. And that movie was absolutely amazing. So let's not act like, Ariana, let's not act like this is some new story that Disney hasn't told that needed to be told. No, Lilo and Stitch did it so much better. Also, is anyone else give me a comment or a like or something if anyone else is so sick of these hyperbolic comments that these actresses make that aim to grossly misrepresent what these movies are about and the stories of these girls and women. Now, it is true that Disney has been exploring different types of happily ever afters, like reconciling old friendships or finding your own identity and owning it. And that's great. That's actually really great. I have no problem with that. But to make it a point to omit romance at every turn is what really bothers me. It's like they have to omit the romance at all costs. No pun intended with Wish. At all costs. No pun intended. Don't get me wrong. I totally understand that some of the past Disney movies that incorporate romance did center the romance as the main character's entire identity, and it wasn't really the healthiest representation in some movies. Sleeping Beauty. Excuse me. And I get that. I get that. But you don't have to do a complete 180 to start representing girls and women in a more healthy light. To me, it's about finding balance. So instead of making the girls aromantic, instead of making all of them aromantic, let's focus more on them chasing their own ambitions. And then maybe on the side, maybe they find them a boo thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't the heroines have both? Why can't the characters have it all? Like, give them the best of both worlds, like Hannah Montana. I had to throw that in there. Disney even started to go on the right path with Frozen because they critiqued themselves by having Anna, quickly in a very unhealthy way, quickly fall in love with a man that she just met. And it was actually a cautionary tale because the man that she was chasing almost caused her to lose her life. So what I like about that dynamic is that even though Disney was criticizing themselves and how they treated some of their female protagonists in older movies, they still allowed Anna to have a more healthy relationship, when it comes to romance. And I really like that. And I wish they went with that going forward. Like you can, I don't know. I just thought it was a great way to kind of break into a newer way of depicting romance with female characters. And side note, you guys, I feel like Frozen is going to get another watch from me because I did not like that movie. When it first came out, this was years ago. Now I'm feeling like because of the road Disney's going down, I might be able to go back and appreciate Frozen more than what I did before. So I'm going to give it another watch, and I just might have a video coming soon about that. So stay tuned. Anyway, rather than Disney going for the extremes, I would prefer them to explore different aspects of romance, more realistic things like how love can be painful, how love can be tricky to navigate, how feelings can be tricky to navigate. Or show how sometimes love requires you to not be with the person that you thought you wanted to be with, how you have to have distance between the two because of love. These are wonderful things that I feel like Disney should totally go for and explore instead of just omitting romance completely. Love doesn't have to be sacrificed or placed aside because of your goals and your dreams in your life. A good example of this is Princess and the Frog. Now, while any of you who watch my videos know I have some gripes with that film. However, what I can somewhat praise it for is giving Tiana her own identity and she actually gets her own character arc, and she grows through the film. And it's still her story. It's still what she wants to do. She accomplishes what she wants. She does it herself. Of course, somewhat with the help of her friends. Like, let's be real, Louis the alligator was, I feel like he had a big part in that contract being signed. But regardless, she was able to accomplish her dreams, and she was able to grow as a person while also having a little boo thing on the side. And they got married at the end. So I really feel like Disney can go back to like Princess and the Frog and Frozen that actually were a little more progressive with telling their stories and kind of exploring different nuances with romance and trying to kind of show things in a little bit more of a healthy light. Yeah, they can go back to, they should go back and look at that and then use that to go forward. So, is fully returning to romance the answer? Not really. Shoving a love interest in a movie is not going to save Disney films and make us want to show up to the theater multiple times to see the movie. That's not what's really going to save it. In my opinion, what's going to save it is going back to what Disney was originally about. Going back to the magic. And I know that magic is a word where it's kind of like, it's not really tangible. You can't really, what is that? What is magic in a movie? So I'll try my best to explain it. I think I could speak for pretty much all of us when I say that we want to return to the themes in Disney movies that made us feel amazing, both as kids and adults. We want Disney to take good calculated risks. We want Disney to bring back healthy male characters and not assign automatic, how do I want to put it? Not assign automatic, like super like gendered roles because they want to seem progressive. For example, bring back strong, competent men. Let's have imaginative, creative, self-reliant female characters. That's totally fine, but let's not elevate the women by putting the male characters down. We want to see the male and the female characters work together. And I mean truly work together. I don't mean she does everything and he's standing there, like Prince Eric in the Little Mermaid remake.
Eric was there.
Don't even get me started back on that again. Like the old times, we want to be transported to a genuine world where we can feel like we're peeking in on a wonderful story. We don't want to sit in front of a Disney film to feel like we're being lectured at or we're being told what we should think or how we should feel about something or how people should be, how women and girls should be, which is alone, overly caring about your dreams and goals, smarter and better in every way than men, girl boss, flawless and perfect. You guys know the deal. I think it's time for a brand new Disney princess film that goes back to everything that we loved about Disney. Of course, with the nuances that we discussed earlier. We want those amazing core values, and I personally don't want to see traditional female characters, traditional feminine characters be wiped out and silenced for another way to be a woman or a girl or a female character. Does that make sense? We've had strong, capable female leads for over 10 years now that were absolutely devoid of romance. They didn't even think about a boy. So I would like to see Disney go back to, having some romance again. So I'm going to end this here. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments section what you think. Do you feel like Disney's on an anti-romance crusade, especially mainly when it comes to their princess or female-led movies? How do you feel about it? When I did the poll, by the way, when I did the poll, a lot of you said that you understand where I'm coming from. You see that romance is pretty much non-existent in Disney films. I think it was like, what, 77% of you? I was like, wow, like, okay, so I'm not alone with this. I'm not alone. So yeah, like, let me know in the comment section what you think. And until next time, I want you guys to take care, do well, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Is anybody still here? Okay, so for those of you who are still here, if anyone's curious why I look like this, it's because I wanted to go for a theme of the video where we were talking about romance or lack thereof, right? And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to like if sadness and a breakup, like a breakup from romance, what would that look like? What would it look like to be anti-romantic? So this is my anti-romantic look. I don't know, did I do well? To like the little half hearts, broken hearts, yeah, crying face. I don't know. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys didn't think it was too weird. And if you stuck around this long, thank you so much. This is why I love you. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, take care, guys.